What is genuine human connection? It's such a wonderful question.
Genuine human connection.
I don't know, I think, I don't know, like, one of my really close friends, I haven't seen her in 2-3 years maybe.
I know when I think of my best friend, I'm like, oh my God, that's my bitch right there. And like, we get ready, we'll go do other stuff, and we get to hang out.
Some of the best conversations I've ever had with my mom are in the sewing room.
My wife and I were climbing a mountain in Wyoming at one point.
In high school, a big group of students, we went to Baja, Mexico, and we camped and sea kayaked for 10 days.
It's the kind of thing where, like, as soon as we're like together, it's just like, it's amazing, and I can't explain that.
Being able to work through that together and have those connections brought us closer together.
Those are my memories of when she and I stop and really get into a conversation.
To grow so close with people in such a short amount of time, being outdoors and camping kind of forces you to just open up and leave all your walls behind.
You're able to not only just talk to each other, but exist together on the same level.
There's some kind of magic for me that happens in the outdoors where, you know, your mind, body, and soul really does come together, and you're able to communicate with that other person that you're doing it with. The bond and that, I just don't know how else to say, but magic kind of can happen through those experiences.
Whatever it is, whether it's cooking or hiking or sewing or, you know, landscaping, I think that working together with somebody gives you an opportunity to have that connection.
Some people you just understand on this like deeper level that you really, I can't explain. I have no explanation, but it's really special and it's really magical when it happens.
At the end of the day, everyone wants to connect with each other. We want to have those deeper relations to each other. We want to feel close to one another.
I feel like superficial connections seem inauthentic. So like, I don't know, I feel like this happened a lot. I don't know, when I was like younger and like, you know, the trying to fit in middle school or whatever, I had no time for that.
I think we all spend a lot of time putting on certain faces, and that keeps us protected.
A lot of people, at least in my experience, are quite fake, and it comes from a lot of sort of insecurities. Like there's a lot of pressure to, like, you know, look a certain way and like act a certain way, and it sucks.
I think a lot of times when we're just going about our lives, we can get stuck in ruts, and we can get stuck in like the same habits and rituals of social interaction and of everything. And often that ties into like feeling like we're doing a performance or an elaborate dance rather than just living and existing.
I think a lot of people don't actually portray their true selves on social media. I definitely know that I don't. I don't necessarily live with a facade, but almost a filter of like what I'm like.
I do think that, like, by its nature, social media makes people want to filter things, especially in places like Instagram and Twitter. It's not going to be the person completely unfiltered. I don't think that's possible.
For me, I do feel that it's kind of disrupted consciousness and being present in the moment. It's less about them doing the activity or being present in a beautiful space, and instead it's more of see where I'm at. And, you know, it's got a very different purpose.
When you're trying to be something that you can't be, that is very preoccupying. It makes it harder to listen and open up and be vulnerable, because if you put this like perfect persona out, being vulnerable kind of breaks that in a way that makes genuine human connection a lot harder.
Ginny thinks that she has the key to popularity, parking in cars with the boys at night. When Jerry brags about taking Ginny out, he learns that she dates all the boys, and he feels less important. What about Ginny? Does that make her really popular? Do the boys and girls like her? Is she welcome to join this group?
When we objectify another individual, we are not granting them full human status, and so our capacity to connect is reduced. I think that authenticity is enhanced when both partners feel as though, in the domain of sort of status, which we hate to admit is present all the time, even in our closest love relationships, somebody's sort of in power at a particular moment and somebody else is not. But when that power is relatively balanced, I feel like that's one sign that you probably feel as though the interaction is more authentic.
I think it's hard to put like an exact tangible definition on genuine human connection.
I think my definition of human connection is someone that you are able to sit with.
If you're comfortable being around someone, then I think there's a connection there.
It's a two-way street. You can't really be connected genuinely with someone if there's only one person doing the connecting or one person talking. I think it has to go both ways.
Like you're just able to exist with them in the same place.
It has to be both ways too. I think that like if both of you are comfortable with each other, then I think that's what a genuine human connection is. And I think that like from that starting point, they can kind of grow into deeper relationships.
We may not always do the same thing, but if we just both sit in a room together, then that's more than enough to satisfy our friendship of just being near each other.
That's the way that people have their most personal growth, is through other people.
I think genuine human connection is about sharing either like a moment or an activity or like an hour or something.
A person like living by yourself, like you could survive, but I don't think that you would be living a fulfilling life, and I don't think that you would change or like grow in any way.
It's human connection for the sake of human connection, not for the sake of status or power or influence or any other motivation that might be there. Human connection is like what we all live for. It's what we're all searching for at the end of the day, you know, despite all the other random mundane things we get caught up with. Like, we're all seeking human connection, and that's what makes life life.
We can't survive without that. I think we have to have that deep human connection, or a connection with something on the planet that fulfills us.
I think that it is vital to happiness and to feeling fulfilled in life.
I think sort of walking and being in the world and conversing and seeing things together with people you love, to me, is the time when I feel like that's where the magic is.